It's no secret that Pixar Studios has been struggling as of late, but maybe Toy Story 5 will change all that. I've read the storybook, and I gotta say, I think it's gonna be really, really good. But Pixar used to have this motto. It was, good stories can come from anywhere. And so I'm going to offer up a few suggestions that I think Pixar should consider if they want to get back on top again.
A soliloquy for every movie, for Casablanca, Tommy Boy. He's here, it's him, it's Andrew Toy. It's Andrew Toy.
Pixar used to be the studio that defined storytelling and animation. Pixar gave us classics like Toy Story, The Incredibles, WALL-E, films that didn't just entertain kids, but challenged the beliefs and mindsets of the grown-ups who paid for the tickets. But lately, Pixar has just been taking stupid risks that never stood a chance, or they're just playing it way too safe, where they're just losing audience members thousands at a time. And since nobody at Disney seems brave enough to say it, I will. Here's how Pixar can actually start thinking differently and make better movies. Number 1, start making sequels that actually make sense. Disney and Pixar both obviously have a fetish for sequels, and yes, Inside Out 2 was passable at worst, but we can look no further than Lightyear, a movie I still haven't seen and don't care to at all, because no matter how hard they try to tell us that that's what Andy would have watched in the 90s, the whole movie is the premise, the whole thing is based on a lie. And why am I going to waste my time with that? And so I ask, why doesn't Pixar do spin-offs and sequels of things that would actually take people by surprise? We all saw from a mile away that they were going to do an Incredibles 3 eventually. Toy Story 6 and 7 have been announced, and so that's not really surprising either. I guess a Ratatouille sequel is pretty surprising. It'll be interesting to see what they do with that. And Coco, that's a pretty big universe that they're definitely going to expand on. But what if next time Disney and Pixar put out a lineup of their upcoming films, what if they really, truly surprised us? Hear me out. What if Pixar and Disney did sequels based off of their shorts? Number 2, Pixar owns a gold mine and they keep ignoring it. Remember those? Remember how exciting it was to go see a Pixar movie in theaters? You would see the trailer for the upcoming Pixar movie. You'd be given a short cartoon that was really good. Boy, they spoiled us back then. Why? What did we do wrong? How did we lose all these perks? I don't get it. But for example, you remember Lifted? That hilarious one where the alien in training is trying to abduct the boy out of his room. Now, imagine turning that into a full-blown animated feature. One could almost argue that they could have just done that for Elio. And so once the alien finally gets the kid into the spaceship, they go on all sorts of adventures. Maybe they meet up the real Buzz Lightyear.
You're mocking me, aren't you?
But instead, we get Elio. To this day, I think it's still one of the worst movies I've ever seen. It is, and it's not bad for bad sake. It's the most boring movie I've ever seen since War Horse. Donald Trump is making aliens more exciting than Elio ever could. How sad is that? How do you mess up aliens? How do you do that? Way to go, Pixar! Golly. So all these shorts that Pixar owns, they're just sitting around in some back room collecting digital dust. And so I say to Pixar, if they're too scared to commit to originals, and they feel bogged down with obligatory sequels, then why not compromise? Bring this idea to the table next time you meet with Disney. Turn your brilliant old shorts into feature films. People will eat it up. My favorite one, Presto. Presto alone is begging for a feature movie. It's about a magician with a short fuse and his rabbit sidekick who tries to murder him for a carrot. That's not just a short cartoon. That can be expanded. How did they meet? Was Presto always this unhinged? How did he get into magic? I would watch 5 movies of this duo before I ever went back to watch anything recent that Pixar has put out. Except for Soul. Soul was good. I stick by Soul. Face it, Pixar shorts are some of the most creative things they've come up with. I'll never forget a friend of mine after seeing Monsters Inc. in theaters. He said that the Birds cartoon in the beginning was better than the movie itself. Now, I disagree with that, but that Birds cartoon was absolutely hilarious. Like, take the Flow route. Have you seen Flow? You need to watch the animated movie Flow. It was made by French and German people, I believe, but that movie is so good. And the Birds could be that. It doesn't need to have any words in it. It can just be a very compelling story. The point is, audiences love Pixar short movies. So why not build upon those? It's high reward, low risk, and honestly, we're begging Pixar to do it. If you're with me, let me know in the comments below. Like, how cool would that be? Number 3, listen to your most loyal fans. Something Pixar really needs to be reminded of is to listen to their fans. The ones that grew up watching their movies have helped shape our lives. I'm talking about men like myself who are in their 40s who know what we're talking about. We know the good movies from the bad ones. In fact, we helped Pixar become what it was because we believed so much in them time and time and time again and always gave them our money. We're the people that have been obsessively watching their movies, spotting Easter eggs and creating wild theories that we just can't let go of and we believe like the gospel truth. Spoiler alert, one of those Toy Story theories is about to be shattered in Toy Story 5. People have mapped out the entire universe of Pixar characters. Somehow they fit every Pixar movie into that Pixar cinematic universe. Like the idea that the witch from Brave is actually Boo from Monsters Inc. That doesn't just have to be a fan theory. That could be a full-length feature film waiting to happen. But instead of building on that, we get Onward. A movie that was really good at the beginning and really good at the end, but the whole middle was just, what the hell were they thinking? It wasn't bad per se. It was just boring. Just boring. Honestly, I would take a bad movie over a boring movie any day. I watched Con Air for like the second time in my life. I think I watched it when I was in 6th grade or something. It is so bad, but it was so much fun to watch.
I got your package. Those pink coconut things have made me quite popular. Met a guy just the other day, Baby-O. He sure does love them.
That is just the dumbest movie I've ever seen, but I would gladly sit down and watch it again because it was so stupid. I need to make a whole video on that. That is, oh my gosh. And so to go back to Pixar, like their fan base has already done the heavy lifting. We've already figured out the stories for them to tell, but they just refuse to do it. They just need to pick up one of these theories and run with it. Not only will Pixar look brilliant, but they'll finally give fans the payoff we've been waiting for. Number 4, start making movies for parents again. Yeah, so one of the big issues with the newer movies is that they try making these semi-autobiographies about these LGBT people and, you know, that's fine. If you want to do that, start your own company. Or, I don't know, get out of animation and go into like actual adult films. Not like pornography. Just make grown-up movies about your life. If you really want to do that, it's fine. So what I'm trying to get at here is that Pixar needs to start making movies for the parents again. Like if Elio had come out the way that he was originally intended, he was supposed to be gay with his like gay lover trying to imagine raising a child together or whatever, I would never let them watch it. Not because I'm trying to hide them from the LGBTQ stuff. I'm not trying to shelter them, but because of the world that I'm raising them in, that is just a bridge too far into a fantasy world that is just not going to connect with us in any way. And a side note, if my kids happen to be living in the closet right now and they come out one day, I'm not going to be pissed at them, but at least I'll know that it was their decision and that I didn't push them in that direction because they felt culturally obligated to do so because they watched all these LGBT animated movies that were telling them that that was the only way to go. And besides that, Pixar has forgotten who holds the credit cards, who's paying for the tickets, who's deciding to drive the kids to the theater. And maybe it is that we're in a world where the spoiled, bratty kids do get everything they want. But I don't really believe that that is the majority of families just yet. I have enough hope in today's humanity to think that maybe some parents still know how to put their foot down and say no to certain things. And even if it's not about LGBTQ stuff, there are just certain animated movies that I will never sit down and watch, not even with my kids. But like, think about it. Up was about loss and grief. It's about growing old. It was essentially about death. And I know we could all say that about a lot of animated movies, especially a lot from the 80s and 90s. But Up was like full on for like old people that go to church on Sundays. And look at the massive success that was. The Incredibles, that's about middle-aged burnout. Man, do I need to watch that again. I really do, because I am feeling it. Wall-E didn't even have kids in it. And guess what? Kids still love that movie. Pixar's best work always connected with the adults first. Like, think about it. A fish that's a father, and the movie focuses on this father who is searching for his son. Nemo might be in the title, but really he's just the MacGuffin to get the story going and to get this father to learn how to be a better parent. And every single time the kids followed because they knew what was good. At least they used to. And lately, Pixar has just been watering things down like we can't handle real world themes. Now, I will give credit to Onward. Onward did tackle death, and I think it was actually really well done. Still, it was just that whole middle section needed total changing. I compare Onward, Meet the Robinsons. I love the beginning and the end of Meet the Robinsons. Very touching, very grounded, very real. But the whole middle, they just, sometimes we struggle with the second act, right? And so Pixar, it's okay to go deep again. Let's do that. Like, we could do that. We'll follow you if you do that for us. Just stop making every protagonist a hyperactive child or a quirky mascot.
What were you thinking?
So here's the plan, Pixar. I'm going to lay it out for you right here. Turn your brilliant shorts into full-length features. Listen to the fan theories that already have traction. Stop treating adult audiences like babysitters. And for the love of Luxo Jr., bring back heart and ambition, not just more merchandise. So until Pixar decides to be bold again and go back to their roots, I'll just be over here rewriting some of the bad movies and writing new ones for Pixar. Even though they'll never see the light of day, that's okay. At least reading one of my scripts will be a lot better than going back to watch Elio. Thanks for hanging out with me. Press like if you actually did like this video. And don't forget to subscribe because that actually really does help. Thanks a bunch, and I will see you next time. The point is, audiences love Pixar short movies. So why not build upon those? It's high risk, low reward. That's not just a fan. That doesn't just have to be a thing. That doesn't just have to be a fan theory.